push there underneath.
They're going to call this an unsportsmanlike, it appears, as Sultan Siri hits the deck. Probably the lightest player on the team. Interesting to have 2 point guards at the same time here for Coach Doug Marty. As we see this one, that was actually Herring on the scene there. So they're going to call this an unsportsmanlike foul on Doug Herring.
Now players have to be careful because we're coming off a game where Mike Singletary committed a flagrant foul, was tossed from the game, and was suspended for this match. And that's what you never want to see. You commit one error, maybe out of frustration, and then you get billed by missing. We're just a minute and 13 seconds into this match.
So they got to be careful. Of course, we don't expect really tempers to flare if the teams actually mirror their coaches. These are two of the most soft-spoken people that we have here in the league. And Doug Marty on your screens and Brian Rousam on the other side. Doug Herring still having some words with our officials. And how about this? Mono Vampire getting all of their points from Sultan Siri. Good start for them as their locals try to contribute early.
I think that Mono has shown one of the greatest developments from. Look at that!
Amazing read coming off the inbound. Malcolm White with his first bucket of the game, and that wasn't even through a pick and roll. That was just a backdoor lob. Amazing from Jason Brickman. There's Wong Wei Long trying to penetrate. Gets it inside, and again, Wong Wei Long finding an easy target there, and Daryl Watkins.
I like what I'm seeing from Watkins right now. The speed, it's a lot better than what he showed against Formosa.
White lines up 1 for 15, and how about that? 2 for 2 to begin the game. Coming off a 31 and 13.
Oh, White was really determined to bounce back after a subpar showing against Hong Kong. And the reason why he couldn't produce as much in his very first game in the ABL was he was hampered by hamstring cramps. It really got to him early. We were recovering that.
That had to ride another plane to get back. So he's probably acclimatized already by now. Maxi Esho, formerly of the Saigon Heat. Well, he needs to get his motor running here today. As you mentioned, Judd, he is the most consistent player on this squad.
Absolutely. And anytime you have a Maxi Esho on your team, or more often than not, he will be the centerpiece of your squad. He's that kind of a player. And it's a matter of filling in the spots around him, surrounding him with players that can contribute and that can really bring out the best in him. And that's the reason why the two imports were replaced and Maxi Esho remains with the CLS Knights.
A dangerous pass that time, so to Sultan Siri, saving it. Sultan Siri, 9 on the shot clock. Chantachon gets it out. Malcolm White on the catch and shoot. That's his first miss of the game. Battle for the rebound. It falls into the hands of Darumpana Pironville Chai, and a foul on the Knights.
You have to appreciate the intensity that these teams have brought into this arena. They understand the situation they're in. Out of the 10 teams we have, 9th and 8th currently, you of course do not want to miss that bus heading into the playoffs. It might be early, but if you don't get out of that hole right now, you're going to fall so deep that it's going to be hard to climb out.
And again, with the competitive teams, of course, especially coming from the eastern side of the horn here in the ASEAN Basketball League, you do have to make your moves right now as Darumpana Pironville Chai splits the free throws.
And it's not like these two teams are not good enough to compete. Because remember, the two teams that they actually scored a win over very respectable teams. CLS getting one over Hong Kong Eastern. And the first loss of the Formosa Dreamers this season delivered by Mono Vampire.
That was a 15-point loss as Brandon Jawato lines up a long 3.
I was asking Jawato earlier if his game really is shooting from outside, and he says he wants to be as versatile as he can be, so it's a matter of what the team needs from him.
How about a pick and pop this time? Jason Brickman finding Malcolm White. White's got 6 in the game. Sidestep for Maxi Esho. Everything but the basket. And how about Darumpana make that Tirawa Chatachon getting the rebound, but he was out of bounds.
That's unfortunate. You get a statistic. You get a 2-in-1 statistic. 1 rebound and 1 turnover.
That's right. You can see there Brandon Jawato hitting that 3 earlier. Good defense inside by Tirawa Chatachon, and we're going the other way. 10-9 Mono Vampire, under 7 to play here in the first. And Jason Brickman, that was his first attempt. Went for naught, but they will keep the basketball.
Every season of the ABL and every FIBA competition that we see Chantachon he showcases progress, development, and you're right. Soon enough, he's going to be a star in the region.
Well, here is Chantachon right now. Maxi Esho's watching him. Up here on Vilaychay, they set it up right now to Jason Brickman. Brickman's got 4 in the shot clock. Brickman lets it fly and gets it to go.
Brickman, he's got to be aggressive on the offensive end, and that's just what he's doing right now. Scoring and orchestrating as well.
Trying to look for the open guy once again. This time Jawato takes it hard to the rim. Jawato on the fall away, and nobody there to box out Watkins.
Watkins in his first game with the CLS Knights only scored 8 points, and he's got a couple of baskets already, good for 4 points. For 6 points on 5 attempts, but he did have 12 assists. Now, Brickman has the ability to get to 20 points and still get 10 assists, and that's the kind of game that Coach Doug Martin is hoping to get from his main point guard.
That was an open look missed there by Malcolm White. A 1-point lead for Mono, 12-11, and this is an outside shot from Watkins that goes astray. And a rebound for Jason Brickman, leading the secondary break. Darumpan up on Vilaychay, gets it inside. Tino at Chantachon.
That's the biggest development that I've seen from Chantachon. He's not afraid to take it to the heart of bigger defenders anymore.
But that ups the lead now to 3, 14-11. Esho thinking about it. And Herring just lets it fly. How about that? Doug Herring from deep.
Doug Herring, he does have that shooting. His shots actually refuse to fall in their game against Formosa, and right now he's catching his rhythm.
We are tied at 14 right now with 5:22 remaining in the first. There's that pick and roll action. This is before the shot, according to our official. Foul given up there by the CLS Knights. Now, how important is that pick and roll now with the absence of 2 key players for Mono Vampire?
Well, now the contrast, Noel, with Brickman working with White is an agile big man.
Yeah.
Unlike when he had Deguara, all Deguara could do was really try to get position underneath, and then Brickman would just attack and drop it off to him or feed him on the post. Now White also has that jumper, and it's a whole new weapon for Mono Vampire that Brickman can use.
Esho knew exactly where Brickman was going to go with that pass. Bats it out. 8 seconds to shoot now for Mono Vampire. Tied at 14 as we come up on 5 minutes to go here in the first. White, 5 to shoot. Almost has it taken away by Wong Wei Long. Brickman on the run. That's a 2-3. And Tino at Chantachon with the offensive board. They'll do this again. Salton City changing direction. Sidestepping. Wong Wei Long has been doing a lot of orchestrating as well. Wong Wei Long. And that one is going to drop in, so even the bounce is going the way of the visitors.
No, well, the CLS Knights are just averaging 80.9 points per game in the 9 games they've played. They are already closing in on 30 here in the first quarter.
And that one bounces out again. Chantachon Plahan in the game for the first time. 10-point lead for the Knights. There's the back down now. Coming from Herring, gets it out. Another 3 for Jawato, not this time. Battle for the rebound. Watkins. And that is stepping on the end line on the 7-footer. Ball possession goes back to Mono.
Even if there have been a couple of errors and missed opportunities for Watkins, he's definitely looking much better than he did in his first game in the ABL. 2 years away from competitive play is no joke, but more than game shape, Noel, it's the game timing that you need to regain.
Freddie Leash in the game for the first time. And going back to Daryl Watkins, he actually came off knee surgery that prompted him to miss a couple of years of competitive basketball. So he's still on the mend technically. Entry pass batted away. Here's Ananti. Ananti on the penetration. Ananti, wild shot, nothing there. Battle for the rebound. And the Knights come away with it. Pascoro has it picked. And are they going to say foul on Ananti?
Almost had it there, but at the last second. Well, it looks like it's an offensive foul.
Oh, wow.
And that's just a great stop. Oh, there it is. The push from Pascoro.
So Katon Pascoro is going to be called for the offensive foul. And you like the energy brought in by Chichay Ananti, although he hasn't really translated that to points yet. And they're still down by 10. But you want to take every positive that you can get heading into the second period.
Well, on top of Lish, it's also Ananti who really needs to step up in the absence of Singletary and Morgan, because first time they played against CLS, Ananti actually dropped 14 points on 4 of 8 3-point shooting.
That's right. Sang Tong, he has this in his arsenal. Not that time. Sanachon Klahan coming away with it. Freddie Lish unleashed.
Your Mono, that's an excellent sign. Your first 3-pointer in the game, and it comes from Freddie Lish.
1 out of 3 shooting as a team. Only 3 attempts from deep. For a team that thrives on taking a lot of outside shots. Herring can't get it back. Lish gets it.